Hello and welcome to another episode of the Peelerz podcast, where we discuss the nitty, the gritty, and the pretty side of stripping. Here with your main host, Cruella Kraken, and today I have
Sydney Belle,
the Queen of the Skies, the very original Queen of the Skies. Tell us how you got that nickname. Not that nickname, that title.
Queen of the Sky. The Queen of the Sky.
Yeah.
That was 2022 Stripper Olympics. Yeah. I won it for my aerial silks.
Yeah, we don't really talk about that too much on the podcast, but aerials is such a big part of dancing here in Alberta. I guess in Edmonton, kind of Alberta. I guess Shane's got the big
BC
stage
as well.
Yeah, totally. What other clubs have like that big aerial space?
Calgary's a little shorter, but I've made it work. And Edmonton for sure is my number one for performing. Mm-hmm. But also I've worked at Crush, which is in Prince George, and they have a beautiful setup there as well. Cool. Have you worked there yet?
No, I haven't, but I want to get invited out.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
They only do it every few weeks or something?
Yeah,
right?
like once a month or so.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Hell yeah. So you were the first one to ever receive that title, and I think it's because the people who run Stripper Olympics just like...
They came up with it.
Oh, I felt like they're like, we have to do something when it comes to aerials because everyone is taking it so seriously now, and you led by such a great example. To me, you were the first aerial artist who like was really, really serious about it and did it every single show and like really mastered your craft. Mm-hmm. How long have you been doing it?
So we started doing aerials at Diamonds because the manager there was wanting us to get serious with it, you know, not just having pole work, but have other shows to offer. That was in 2016. So I kind of kicked my butt into gear and didn't want to lose my bookings. And a dancer, Cherry Poppins, actually invited me out, and she asked me to learn with her because she said, like, if I learn with her, then I'd be able to, like, reteach her because she found it difficult to, like, remember certain moves. So it was nice because I would forget things and she would reteach me, and then vice versa. And we did that for about, 6 months to a year before she moved out to Vancouver. But
I didn't know she did silks.
Yeah, she does them really good.
Yeah. That's awesome. And Onyx did silks too, and silks is probably one of the hardest aerials, so it's very few and far between that people do it. It's usually the hoop that people see.
Yeah. Or the hammock.
Or the hammock, yes. It's so impressive because I don't think people understand how impressive it is because you don't have that bottom part to catch you or to keep the silks together, like how you have to like twist and wind and everything. It's actually so fucking intense.
You're literally like holding your whole body weight up for the whole extension of it.
And, as well as like getting the circulation cut off of your bits and having to like manufacture a whole routine to make sure that you aren't cutting the circulation off too long on a certain bit. Like it's actually so intense.
There's lots of silk burns, and you can feel it like wrap your ankles. That's uncomfortable, but you get used to it.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, absolutely. It's just like pole, like the burns just stop happening. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, Mrs. Queen of the Skies, how long have you been doing Stripper Olympics, and how many contests did you do?
So my first time doing Stripper Olympics, I was asked like last minute because a couple girls bailed. Mm-hmm. That would have been 2016. And I had no idea what I was doing. I just kind of jumped right in. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I didn't take it very seriously. And then for a few years after that, I didn't like have the time really to put into a competition. I just worked all the time. But it would have been 2023 when I actually took it seriously and actually put a whole set together and theme. But when 2024 came around, I was like, okay, we're getting old. We need to be up on the rafters,
up on the banners, yeah. And 2024 is when you won.
Yeah, Queen of Alberta.
Miss Nude Alberta, yes. And the year before was Queen of the Skies?
Runner-up. And the year before was Queen of the Sky.
What were your themes for all of those contests?
For Queen of the Skies 2022, I did Cabela's, like a hunting theme.
Oh, yeah, I remember now.
So a few people weren't impressed with it. I ended up actually throwing beef jerky into the crowd, and I heard this story from a friend, but I guess it hit this vegan in the face, and she was not impressed and gave the beef jerky to my friend.
You know what? In Miss Nude Canada in Calgary, sorry, everybody, 2019, I also lost because a few judges were vegan and vegetarian, and they did not like my taxidermy.
Yeah.
So it's wild what like one or two people in the crowd can really change your...
The theme really can choose it.
It can choose it, absolutely. Or like one wrong song is too slow or too fast, and it can fuck with your score
the show
sheets.
times, like who's
Absolutely.
in the club.
Yeah. So have you seen most of the Stripper Olympics contests? Were you there for them?
No, the first time I saw Stripper Olympics like all together with the finals and everything was when I did 2022.
Okay.
Yeah, because before that I would just do my quick show and leave or go back to the other club I was working at for the week. Hi,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah, Buckley likes to try and squeeze up on the chair. Come here, Buckley. Out of all the Stripper Olympics shows that weren't yours, what was your favorite to see?
Oh, Melina's was amazing with the sword.
The samurai one?
Yeah, I always like hope she'll come out with it just on a regular day and like do her maneuvers because she had like a whole routine that she really trained for. What else? Yeah, put me on the spot. Crystal Cox. Hers are always fun.
They're so fun.
And always a mess, you know, like she just goes big, and I love that about her shows.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, yours was awesome. Like no one knew you came out of that coffin. Yeah. That one year, everyone's like, holy, how'd she get up there?
I like that everyone thought when they because they had to throw the coffin up and then slide it to the back, and they had to do it quick, right? They thought I was in it the whole time, so I thought I was just like in the coffin, that I didn't sneak to the back and then get in it. That's my favorite part. That made me laugh really hard. Crystal Cox, she's the girl, for the audience, she's the girl who did the shopping. Yeah, she did Candy, and she also did Costco. Costco is the one that most people remember her for. She had an aerial shopping cart. I'll never forget that. Out of like all of the aerials that have been up there, there's been like a barbecue, there's been a shopping cart, there's been a tire swing, there's been a saddle, silks, hoop, trapeze, straps, all of that. But there's been a lot of uniqueness to
the table. Oh my God, that was awesome.
The table.
Yeah. Jasmine's table. I'm like, wow, never would have expected that. But
and she had like bars on the bottom of the table that she was doing all these cool tricks on. Like those kind of things are absolutely insane. And it makes the crowd gasp and get scared because, you know, bad things could happen.
Yeah.
I think we've all kind of experienced something bad on stage.
Yes, we all have.
We all have. So I think we should let's just open that can of worms. Let's talk about it.
Jump right into it.
Jump right into it. Right into it. Everyone in the audience knows, I'm pretty sure, because they've seen the previous podcast, but you had a very serious fall.
I did, yeah. In January, I was actually doing the 2 a.m. Luckily show. So it was very end of the night. But I definitely cleaned out that club. Like everyone got up and ran out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is, I mean, it changed the mood in the whole place. I was there that night. A lot of us were there. It was horrifying and scary. In all of your dancing career, have you ever thought that? Like when I'm performing fire, I do think in my head, I'm like, eventually I'm going to burn myself. Something will go wrong, and eventually I'll burn myself because that's just how it'll work. Yeah. Do you ever think like, oh, it'll happen one day?
I never thought like that it would happen to that degree because I've done that routine like thousands of times for many years.
And it wasn't like a fuck up on your end.
No.
It's not like your hand slipped.
It was just a freak accident. And, you know, I'm really glad it happened to me just because of like the apparatus I was using. You know, it kind of threw me forward and I was able to like land my drop in like a flat position versus like on my head or like straight on my up and down, right? And get paralyzed or something from it. But yeah, that was quite the
In your words, can you describe to them what move you were doing and how it went down?
So they call it like the most deadly drop because it's called the death drop. And it's actually what saved my life. Basically, you're as high up as you can be, and you wrap your feet and then just fall backwards. And you're not even really locked in until you're completely like up, down, like
until upside. The tension grabs onto your ankles. Yeah.
So like every time you let go, you're like, all right, like I'm with God right now. Adrenaline seeker.
Yeah.
But basically that pull on the silk kind of just unconnected all the lines, and I dropped right to my face. So
yeah,
I
the whole apparatus.
Just laying there and being like, oh, okay, like what did I do? I fucked up, and like pushing myself kind of on my knees and just like feeling my feet are still all tied up in a knot, being like, okay, nope, I'm still all locked in, so it wasn't me. And when I got up to walk off stage, I just realized, like, okay, though, like, everything disconnected, so it wasn't my fault. But, you know, at the end of the day, it wasn't anyone's fault. It's just freak accident. Shit happens.
And that's what I'm, like, forever grateful for, is that it wasn't anyone's fault. Like, I'm so glad I was there, that, like, to not witness, like a crime happen in any way. Like, you weren't intoxicated, so nothing went wrong. It wasn't Dave's fault for saying something wrong that caught your attention wrong, and then something bad happened. It was, like, no one would think it happened. Everyone was not prepared for it because we were prepared. Like, you know, we know that you know your tricks. Dave knows that you know your routine and everything. And everyone didn't think it happened. So
yeah,
we had no reason to be on edge about it.
And I always make everything, like, into a joke in a way. Like, I'm a pretty sarcastic person. But, you know, I walked off stage. I went and I got checked out at the hospital. Nothing was broken. You know, I got back to work 2 weeks later, just my teeth. That was the only thing affected. And
but you're so lucky.
Teeth are fixable.
Yeah.
So I have a very good dentist.
I kind of, like, I was really fucking mad because you had just finished your Invisalign.
I did.
And people are always like, why wouldn't someone just get veneers? And it's like, well, some people like their natural teeth. Some people want to make that effort and have that beautiful smile. It's their own teeth. And, like, you were 2 or 3 weeks done?
I literally just finished them 2 weeks prior. I was just waiting for my dentist to come back from his vacation because it was Christmas.
Yeah.
And luckily, though, there's positives in everything. My Invisalign trays are what shaped my veneers.
Oh, okay.
So I got my teeth back.
Yeah, they do look incredibly natural. Yeah. There was a time with the temporaries when you weren't used to them. You could tell with the way you talked that you were a little bit like, oh, it's not my teeth. But
they were just like they were uncomfortable. Like you could feel all the flaws in them.
Yeah.
Whereas like the new veneers are like marbles. You know, they feel so good in your mouth.
Now I'm just staring at your teeth. Sorry.
Right.
So I feel like a lot of us who have had a big accident on stage, well, from my perspective anyway, like burning my face. And with how working with a lot of women and a lot of younger girls, and especially like a little sip here and a little sip there, a little gossip here and a little gossip there, it can really turn into something else.
Yeah.
Did you hear anything else about your story that just was not true, that you're like, wow, how could that rumor start?
Yeah, I don't really, you know, a lot of it was positive. Like everyone was worried. Within 4 days, Corella actually organized a whole pool of, you know, money and gifts, and I should have brought the card. Oh
yeah, we wrote silly things about falling on the card. Yeah,
the card was awesome.
Yeah.
Just we always make a joke about it, right? There was nothing really negative said per se, just like,
but like any like
the odd person saying, well, I'm glad it happened to her, like out of anyone, like she can afford not to be there. And because we don't get EI, right? Like when accidents happen, that's what we have to be prepared for financially. And, you know, I don't think anyone should say in that way, like if it should have happened to anyone, like I'm glad it was her, like that's, but I get what they were meaning by it. Like I didn't take offense to anything said.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it was mostly positive. Like
that's
everyone
good.
was glad to see me back. And I kind of forced myself back because like it was like an eerie kind of feeling in that building for a while, and everyone, you know, would every couple days check in, make sure I'm good, and I felt like they felt they were walking on eggshells, just not knowing my moves, like what I was going to do from that fall. But yeah, like I don't know.
Did you have any of those rumors that were just kind of ridiculous? Like,
yes,
didn't
actually.
some guy say that you died or something?
Like 2 weeks later, I was actually in Calgary for some event or something, and I happened to stop in Blondie's, and this customer was like, oh, I'm from Edmonton. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. Like, have you ever been to Shade? Because he was wondering, you know, if I was a dancer. I'm like, I am, but not tonight, and I will be at Shade. And he was like, oh my God, I do know Shade. 2 weeks ago, I was there after the hockey game, and this girl fell out of the ceiling and died. I'm like, okay, well, she didn't die. He's like, no, she died. I was there. We were all talking about it all week about how this girl died. I'm like, oh, great. Well, she didn't, because I am her. And yeah, so that was funny. I had to literally show him pictures of like my mouth all messed up. And he was like, oh, yeah, that was you. Yeah, that was me.
And a lot of the rumors, too, were, like, before anyone had cleared it up or seen the footage, was that you landed right on your face.
Yeah.
And that, because, like, the move is head down.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, like, that's what everyone would immediately think is, like, you landed on your head. But.
Well, and it's so quick, too, right? Like, it's literally seconds. You're, like, 15 feet in the air, and then all of a sudden I'm on the ground laying there after hearing a big bang, and everyone's like, she's dead. Yeah. But even I didn't know. Like, the doctors kept asking me questions. Well, you know, how far did you fall? Did you black out? How long did you lay there? Did an ambulance get called? Like, why did they move you? Like, just all the things. But you literally go in panic mode. Like, I think everyone was in shock.
Everyone was in shock. You know, and I think everyone immediately wanted to start pointing fingers and solving problems immediately. They wanted to be like the person to help and the person to like find the cause. And even everyone being like, she was supposed to lay there. Why did you guys pick her up? And it's like, if you watch the footage, she got up.
I got up. I laid there for a second. I was like, wow, I'm an idiot. Like, I literally missed that drop and just fell on my face. And like I said, it was putting puzzles together as you're getting off the stage, being like, nope, okay, nope. Mm-hmm. Like, it was an accident, you know, and it was not my fault for the accident. So that kind of was weight off my shoulders. And it wasn't like you said, it wasn't anyone's particular like fault. It's just, that's life.
Freak accident. You know? It could happen at an aerial studio if a beam goes out or something. It
could happen anywhere.
Anywhere.
And, you know, like, obviously the owner was really upset about it. Like, he immediately texts the next day being like, hey, like, I don't know if you're awake or whatnot, but I heard what happened. I'm here for you. Like, let me know if you need anything. And, you know, in that moment, you're going through the emotions of, you know, I had the good moments and the bad, and then you'd be like, oh, I'm positive, and then the negative person would fill your head with ideas, and then you're like, okay, no, like, it's fine. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm alive. I didn't break anything. I walked off stage. Like, I fixed my teeth real quick. Luckily, I had money to fix the teeth right away and not have to wait for whatever reasons. Mm-hmm. And, just got back to work and back at it. And
that manager as well, boss person, I don't even know what to call him, the big honcho. He actually, like, he's very professional, and he's very good at setting professional boundaries. So he specifically acts a certain way to us because we are women who get naked, and he doesn't act in a very affectionate way to us. Like, he says words that are nice, but he'll never, like, come up and, like, touch you or anything, because he's a fucking professional, right? For like, he grabbed us and hugged us and was like, is everyone doing okay? And, like, he cared. He cared. Like, he was very concerned.
I think, like, a couple people I wouldn't have ever guessed, like, just going over the story with them, like, they start crying.
We all did in the change room. Like, we were very, very upset, and, like, half of us were in buyouts and trying to, like, maneuver the situation and then go back to the buyout being professional. And some of us had, like, really nice buyouts that were like, go do your thing.
Go check on her.
Yeah, go check on her. I was with some dick who was like, oh, go see her. And then when I came back, he's like, yeah, I'm just such a good guy. Like, I let you go see your friend. And, like, I'm just so nice. Like, you should add another, like, 45 minutes onto my buyout. And I was like, what the actual... You seen it. I pointed at you and I said, look, this part's really cool. And then it all happened. I'm like, you seen that, and now you're trying to profit off of it, you piece of butt.
It was funny how you told me he, like, looked at you and was like, was that supposed to happen?
Yeah, like, he's so drunk, he watches it, and, like, he calmly, like, I had stood up and started yelling because I was trying to find, like, management and everything and everyone to, like, go to the stage. I just started yelling, she fell, and he goes, like, was that supposed to happen? I'm like, no, like, yeah, like, it's supposed to happen. And the part where I stand up and say she fell, it's all an act.
Like I said, that place was chaotic. Mm-hmm. Like, people were running to the bank machine and, like, throwing money on my stage, being like, oh, you need this. And, you know, girls were being like, oh, my God, I need to take her tips. And I went to my station later, and there was, like, money all over my station from, like, everyone just kind of pooled together that night. Mm-hmm. Was that supposed to happen? Oh, yeah, she does it every night.
Every night, yeah. It's part of the act. She has blood packets in her mouth, and it's like wrestling. It's all fake.
Right.
It's all fake. My favorite part of watching the footage back is that guy who comes up on the stage and he slides you a 20 as you're like trying to get yourself up onto your knees, and oh my God, so good.
I like when I stand up and like flick my hair back and walk off stage. I don't know if you'll like have to zoom in on that part later, but definitely.
If just so everyone is aware, because I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of comments asking about the footage. Once it's cleared with everyone that was involved with it, I will be posting the footage, blurred faces in the audience, and it will be at the end. So heavy trigger warning. If it's at the end, trigger warning. It's someone getting hurt, and it's. Yes, there's a silly little part at the end where someone tips her, but right before that is not a silly little moment.
Yeah, but it just shows like how quick it was and just, you know, and I wasn't even like really giving momentum on it. It was just, like I said, a 2 a.m. show, and I was ready to go home after this and just, okay, let's do it. Let's get through the motions and be on our way. And yeah, that was.
How long were you in the hospital after?
I think I got there around 3 in the morning, and I sat there till about 8, 9 in the morning. Then I went to my dentist and I did all of my dental checks, and he's like, yep, those 2 teeth are dead. And he's like, we'll keep an eye on the other ones. But I got lucky. It was just 3 root canals at the end, and then my veneers.
No broken bones anywhere?
No, nothing broke. Like, I am shocked because I landed on my chin, which is like what broke my teeth. And it was bruised. My neck may have had like a little bit of tightness, but yeah, I got lucky.
Were you concussed?
A little bit, but not to the point where I didn't remember every event because I didn't black out.
Yeah. So
Right?
insane. I can't ugh.
I think it's because when I throw my hands up, when I do that trick, like I drop, but my hands always kind of go up because I go to wrap like my curtain kind of above my head a little bit. And I landed like this.
I feel like your muscle memory is probably so strong with that move that you probably knew
Something. Well,
the second that
felt,
there's the catch usually, and that you kept going, you probably knew.
Yeah, and then like literally it's like you hit the ground and then bang. There was like a lot of the equipment on the ground.
It's so glad that it didn't land on you. There's so many other tricks and apparatuses that could have ended like in a very deathly manner.
Well, the crazy thing is,
Luckily, come here.
go see Mama.
Sit down.
The crazy thing was Mia
You don't fit.
Pleasure was on stage literally 20 minutes before me on her hoop. And I was in the crowd sitting with a customer, and he was telling me how I really appreciate the Alberta shows because the girls do these aerial arts. And I remember mentioning to him, like, you know, it's a little extra dangerous doing it on that equipment. And I jinxed myself, I think.
Not everyone
I felt
said
edgy
that.
all night, like little things. I brought up, you know, like the year of the snake. I was talking to another dancer, Vagina, about the year of the snake, and she was like, "Oh, that's a bad luck year," and I was like, "Meh," like, and then talking about how the equipment was like really risky, and he's like, "Oh, really? Wow!" But yeah, and then I go up there, and I literally looked him in the eyes after I fell, and he was just like.
Just trying to make a point.
Yeah.
Women always got to be right.
Right. Like, I think she did that on purpose.
Yeah.
No, and he found me on Instagram and was like, I can't believe that happened. Like, I hope you're okay. And
Yeah. But like, I feel like a lot of people took blame for putting it into the universe. Because what they announce when you're doing it is very much like, she is risking her life for this.
Every
and
day,
this is the death drop, and this is this. And every single person, like all of us say to each other, like, oh, you know, like, that's a lethal move. It's scary. What if one day it falls? And then everyone took the blame for it.
Right.
Buckley.
I think she knows I love dogs.
Buckley. Hey, no, come on. Come here.
But,
I can't fit
yeah,
under there.
no one really put it out to the universe. So, like, we know what we're doing every time we go up there.
And
you know?
it's like eventually when you're doing some kind of sport or lifting weights, playing with fire, playing in aerials,
Things can happen.
or even curling your hair, eventually
Yeah.
something bad might happen. There's
Things
a very
can happen.
high probability of it. The fact that you've been doing it for damn near 10 years
Almost 10
without
years.
it. Yeah.
Without a net, without a harness. Like, a lot of my stuff I've learned in my backyard. You know, with my outdoor rig. And yeah, I just been lucky.
Very lucky. Are you self-taught?
Yeah. I taught myself everything. A little bit in a studio. Like, once you learn the basics and then you kind of put together your routine. Yeah. She's my little stool.
Yeah, she's a big guy. You a big girl? Yeah. I feel like most of us are self-taught because classes
Well,
moves a
they can
little
only
slow.
teach you so much too. Like I remember 2016, fresh out, I went to a studio on the south. I won't name the studio, and I paid for private lessons, and those aren't cheap.
Nope.
Like you pay for an hour, and they want you to do a warm up because you got to stretch out the muscles. And you know how we are with warm ups. Like at the club, we just kind of get up there. You got 10 minutes, and you're up. Okay, going. But, this one lady in particular, I told her, well, I need to be able to do a routine where I have 9 feet to move in because it was at Diamonds and it was a shorter ceiling. And I need to do this and this and this. And it has to be pretty, like, quick. Like, it's nothing slow, pretty. Like, I like the athletic stuff. And she was like, you know what? Silks just aren't for you.
Queen of the Skies.
Queen of the Skies, 9 years later, or it would have been 8 years later. Yeah. But I was like, okay, well, watch me.
I feel like classes are a little redundant for us as well because, like, people go to classes and then they learn their thing. They might go home and practice it here and there, but we are utilizing it on stage every night and gaining that strength so much faster than most. Mm-hmm. And the skill and the balance and everything that we need to do it and put it into a routine. And I find that a lot of people who teach those things, they teach the moves, but they don't really teach routines or what works for their body or like what move they really like. They just want to get all the moves down and then let you figure the rest out for yourself. So it doesn't really work out for us.
Do have to say, though, the one pole studio that all the ladies have been working out at, Aradia.
Hell yeah.
Amazing. I watch their content and they're constantly, making us feel welcomed by that community.
Yes.
Whereas a lot of clubs or studios do the opposite, right? Like they shun you for it.
Yeah.
Because I remember taking pole lessons. I just wanted to master a couple harder ones. And it is nice to have like the mats and the proper equipment available to learn the more risky stuff. And I felt so uncomfortable. I made it to maybe 3 classes because I didn't show up as Sydney Belle. I just showed up like your average lady, and yeah, I was very uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. And that was at a studio we won't name.
Yeah, I've been to that studio too, and I definitely had to about being a fancy naked lady. But there was also one of the classes I was in, it had a lot of kids, so I understood. Yeah. So, speaking of Aradia, have you ever done their interviews?
I have not.
Have they asked you? I'm sure they'd love to.
I don't get much pole studio there. Time. I went a couple times with other girls, but it was like not during classes. Mm-hmm. I just work too much. Yeah. So when you're working, it's hard to like get the burnout in the day and then work all night. So that's my one struggle. But I work every night, so that's my conditioning.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. I do gotta say I appreciate you coming by because it is so hard to get a stripper to come out, and vampires. It's so hard to get them to come here and just film for an hour. It takes usually half an hour to get here because Edmonton's a big city, and then half an hour to get home or to schedule a time that it works in between their errands and everything. And the whole hour of filming, it is a lot to get people here. Mm-hmm. So I do appreciate you coming by. Thank you so much.
Well, and it's kind of nerve-wracking too because they're like, I don't know what we're going to talk about, and I'd hate for like things to get taken the wrong way and stories twisted or.
I think it's good to get the story out because, like, in this industry, things will get twisted no matter what, especially with, like, a little sippy sip and a little young girls talking, gossiping. All it takes is 3 people to tell a story, and it changes dramatically. I haven't heard overly anything about bad about this other than, like, the injuries were far worse. That's usually the rumor is, like, the injuries were far, far worse or this or that. Like, when I burnt my face, people said I got face tattoos to cover the burn marks, and that wasn't true, but it's believable. Yeah. And it wasn't necessarily a bad rumor. It was just, like, I have more info than the last girl, right? Like, they just, like, they want to have a little bit more dirt than the last person. But, no, I don't think anyone's
I do, it took 6 months for you to get me here, that's for sure. But because in January you wanted to talk about the story.
It's been 6 months.
7 now.
Oh my god!
It was January. Wow. Obviously, it wasn't until after I came back that you're like, "Come on my podcast. We need to talk about it." And I just was like, let's just wait and see. Mm-hmm. But I do want to say, like, I'm very impressed with how they handled it at the club. They've since have taken like more courses on how to deal with like, accidents like that, or a nurse at our, like a waitress that's a nurse, she teaches them how to use the OD kit.
Oh, like
that starts with N.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a stripper. I don't know English, but
yeah, I know what you're talking about. My God, what is it called?
Narcan.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, and the owner did take care of all the expenses on behalf of my teeth, so that was very appreciative.
Yeah. And probably not cheap either.
No. And I didn't have the time to go travel somewhere, and you hear all these scary horror stories about people that travel for their teeth. And
I have a friend who's like bottom tooth keeps popping out, and she had to replace it here, and it's so expensive to do it here.
And sometimes they don't even want to touch it. Mm-hmm. Like a dentist will be like, "Oh, I didn't do the work. Nope, I'm not touching it."
Yeah.
So it's scary.
It is.
We live in Canada. Our medical is free-ish.
Not our dental.
Not our dental. If you broke your nose or jaw, that would have been free, but to a degree, but
yeah,
they don't even like fix it really perfectly.
Yeah. And then time off work.
Yeah.
We don't have coverage. Do you have coverage?
No, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know like some girls pay for like accidental insurance, but I feel like our occupation and like trying to describe to them what happened, they'd be like, that sounds like a you problem.
Yeah.
That's an ish you, not a ish me.
That would suck to have something go down and not be able to use your insurance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also too, you kind of like, insurance is a tricky world.
It is. Yeah.
You don't want to even tell them half the time. Like when there was a fire, we were actually involved in that fire.
Yeah.
And all of
the diamonds fire.
all of our costumes were in that fire. And same story. I didn't want to really mention anything to my home insurance about it because I didn't want to put my occupation on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is actually wild how differently and how people think it's just not real, how we're making real money and supplying a real lifestyle for ourselves or our kids or our loved ones.
Yeah.
And people are just like, nope, it's not real. It's not real. You're living in an imaginary world. Everything that's happening in it is imaginary until you have a job where you get a physical paycheck.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And it is hard for us too because, we do pay for our taxes.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
The fire that almost took us out, but it didn't.
Yeah.
How long were you out of work? Because a lot of your costumes were destroyed in that.
Luckily, I have like a large array of costumes. It was just, I was supposed to be there for 2 weeks and then like 1 week at Shade and then back there and stuff. So it took out a lot of like working. And then my sweet little angel baby Buckley here had a very expensive stomach surgery. Yeah, I remember. It was like $6,000. And that happened, and then something else happened, and then I needed a new car, and it was like, oh my God, I was just like wiped out all at once.
One thing after another.
Work wasn't there anymore to go and like instantly make that money. And I was like, oh my God, like the fear and everything. I was worried, like open Eden, please, like something, because I can't risk even traveling with my dog healing from a surgery and the dog sitter and everything. It was a lot.
We had 8 clubs back in the day when I started, just in the Edmonton area. So like there was always work for us. Like we would just rotate from one club to another, and it was amazing because a lot of our regulars would follow. Because they would be like, oh, I was already at Shade last week. Like, I don't want to go there again. And you're like, that's okay. I'm at St. Pete's this week. And, so that was nice. But, yeah, we're down to 2.
2.
And the number of dancers has not declined.
Yeah. You don't think so?
No, we have a lot of dancers in the Edmonton area. Like, just one club alone could have up to, like, 40, 50 in one night.
Yeah. Oh, please open another one. That'd be so fun. I miss when the clubs used to be kind of like stylized. Like all the stoners worked at Shade, and then all like the blondes with the perfect bodies worked at Diamonds, and then Eden was like,
well, they tailored to the clientele.
Yeah.
Right? So like there was always a place for the clientele, and then the girls kind of worked based on that. They'd be like, well, I don't do very well in the white collar club. Like I prefer the blue collar club. Vice versa. So that did work, but now it's like when you want to switch it up, you go to Blondies, and it's a different clientele, and then once again switched up, you're up in Shade. And
Yeah. The dream is to like consistently be working at home and not having to travel all the time, but also traveling is so fun. Like Calgary has so many beautiful antique shops and thrift stores and things that I don't see, and the girls there are like, yeah, everyone's stylized. Like you go there and everyone's like rock and roll, cool blonde hair, wearing leopard print. It's like so different. And you come to Shade and it's like glitz and glam, like clear heels, like that kind of look I feel like does really well at Shade. And then like Grand Prairie and Fort Mac is like the grungy rock girls kind of thing. Like, yeah, it's all so different. And it's nice to see those like different styles of stripper.
And us being more traveling strippers, like I find when you don't go back to a club in so long, like you're just so welcome. Like, oh my God, thank you so much for coming back. And,
yeah, you're missed.
You know, very appreciated when you do take that time to like go on the road.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to get out to Kelowna. It's been a year, no, 2 years, I think I haven't been out there.
Really?
It's just, it's a little far. It's hard to fly out there with all your stuff. You know, like, you get on the plane and people are just automatically being like, oh, what are these for?
Holding up all your boots. What are these?
I remember the last time I worked there in Kelowna, it was a long weekend. So while I was down there, they're like, oh, by the way, we're open Sunday. And I'm like, what? They're like, yeah, we're open Sunday. And I had to work Monday in Edmonton. So I remember working till 2 a.m, packing up my stuff, running to the Airbnb, getting that all done, getting in the vehicle, literally driving all the way back to Edmonton. Driving. I think I pulled over for a quick 2-hour power nap and then continued. And I got to Edmonton at 4 p.m. And our meeting was at 6 p.m. So I literally got home, unpacked my whole vehicle because I didn't want to leave everything at the club for when we're working, because that parking lot is pretty shady. But shady. And I got to the meeting for my 6:30 meeting and worked all night. So it is hard to work on the road all the time.
Yeah.
So it's not all fun and parties. But
it kind of makes me feel like a superhero sometimes when I'm handling it well. When it's when you don't drink all night and you've been having all your veggies and you're like, I got this, and you do your long road trips and everything, it's all good. And then some nights it's like, I can never do this again. I can't put my body through this again. I feel like never do it again.
You get that trigger and you're like, ah!
Yeah. We're very Capricorny too, at our core, such Capricorns. If something's gotta be done, we'll just fucking do it.
That's why I love the management too. At certain clubs, you just know the ones that you can go to and just be like, I need a vent on you. This stays between us. I'm not hating on anyone right now. It's just, I need to just vent. And I've had those conversations with a whole bunch of managers, and who your people are, because they never run and make it a big deal. They're just like, yeah, I got it. I understand. I don't want them to do anything about my issue. I just wanted them to listen.
Yeah.
And they always do. They're like, yeah, I get it. It's shitty. Have a good sleep. And the next morning you're like, wow, yeah, I might have over-exaggerated on a few things, but
I also do think it's as sometimes it is as bad as we say. We are that exhausted. We are our bodies are being put through so much. It took a long time for my doctor to realize because we're talking about physical stress, and then I went to a female doctor and she said oh, you're a dancer. She's like the ones at Shade. And I was like, oh, you've been? She's like, if that's what you're talking about by physical activity, you're not in minor stress. That is stress on your body. That's bad stress. Because I've had hormonal problems. She's like, I have here that you've been working out 2-3 times a week. You work out every night and it's extreme stress on your body. And it may not seem like extreme stress, but it is if that's what you're doing.
And it's not just physically.
It's not physically.
Mentally, emotionally, financially. Because every night you could go in and if you don't do lap dances, or if there's no clients in the building, you leave with $0. I have left with $0 many times a night, and you do drive home and you think what is wrong with me? I have rent due. I have, these bills coming up, and I literally have, $20 in my bank account because, we do run ourselves low at times.
Yeah.
And, hi, babies.
I'm fucking 33 and I'm finally learning how
that emergency fund really helps.
Emergency fund and being financially literate or whatever it is, and understanding. Buckley, get down. Buckley, get down. Get down. how important it is, like, for your money to work for you. And, like, again, I'm 33 now, and yes, I've learned savings is one thing, but also the fact that I'll just take all my loonies and save them instead of counting them, going and getting cash, putting my bank account, and putting into an account that will also gain interest.
Invest,
instead of just having it sit in my house. Like, what the hell was I like? I'm like, I'm just saving money, but it's not working for me.
That power of the dollar, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah. It takes a long time to get to that and to understand, and usually you do have to get to a low point to understand how important that is. It usually takes some kind of emergency. Like, I feel like that also was a good lesson for girls to learn when that happened to you.
Absolutely.
Is that it could have been so much worse, and to think about what your body can do, what it's capable of. Accidents happen, and that if you can't work, you got to cover yourself because no one else will.
The one thing that we are lucky with, though, is we do have good health, you know, because we do take care of ourselves. We do invest in our health. Mm-hmm. So we're lucky that we'll be able to continue working as long as accidents don't happen.
As long as accidents don't happen. And they can happen whether you're doing something extreme or not. Like Lulu Adore had her knee dislocate by walking. She was walking around the
pool. And she was still working that next day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that blew my mind. I thought it was a bit. I thought she was like doing like a something to get the customers to come up to her. Like, I literally thought it was a bit because suddenly she's just like, but then she's laughing it off also. Yeah. So then we're like, wait, no, she's actually fucking hurt. But
And we work injured all the time. I tore my rotator cuff last summer, just before I won on the competition. Mm-hmm. I had to take last summer off because after Stampede, which I shouldn't have done, but I hurt myself in June and I had 6 weeks of bookings left. So, you know me, I'm stubborn. I worked through that injury. Yeah. And I actually did make it worse. I tore it only 4 millimeters, and then a month later I tore it 8. And my doctor was like, you just need to listen and stop doing what you're doing, or you're going to need surgery. And I listened. You know, and I took it easy. I literally did no silks for the rest of my bookings.
I remember that.
I pulled water guns into my show. Because I was like, well, what do I do? Like, I don't know how to do anything else other than pole work or silks. And the managers are like, whatever, just make it work. And water guns.
That's the good thing about this job too, is that there's other outreaches for income as well. If you do get stuck in a situation, obviously, if your looks are completely compromised, that's a different story. But I mean, if you hurt your ankle, there's OnlyFans. If you are so injured to the point where you can't do pole tricks, there's selling lap dances. There's other ways for us to go out. That's like so beautiful about this job. Mm-hmm. I love that there's always something that can be done.
I know a few girls that had to like start just do bartending, or you know, they would throw them in coat check. Yeah, you know, like the club owners are awesome. Yeah. Like, there's so many different avenues that you can make some income if you're really hurt.
They really are. And, like, we do work at really awesome clubs that are very professional and know when and where to take care of someone and what's important. And I'm glad that they took care of you so well in that whole scenario, especially with falling, and how everyone had their eyes on them. And they're like, do they care? Are they going to show that they care? Are they going to take care of her? And they did. And they pulled through, and they did exactly what they needed to. No fuss, no fighting, no nothing. They did what they had to.
You know, I think it's been years since they've been owning clubs and managing, and they've learned a thing or two, right? Like, from good and bad experiences, I'm sure. But that whole thing was dealt with properly. Yeah. And I feel grateful that, you know, they appreciated me as a dancer, because I've been with them for like 15 years.
Yeah. That is insane. Yeah. Because you look so young. Yeah. And you also dance like a young woman too. Like, you.
I want to like lie and be like, I started when I was 10. Don't do the math.
I lied in a lap dance.
I'm only 25.
I said I started, or that I was 27. Because this guy was like, he's like, oh my God, you can't be 30. Like, 30 is a little too old for me. I'm like, oh, I'm 27. Trying to get more time. And he's like, how long you been dancing? I'm like, oh, 10 years. Confidently, 10 years. He's like, you started when you were 17? And I'm like, oh, no, I mean, I've only been dancing for 6 years. Like I don't know how long I've been in the industry.
Backpedal. Yeah. Let's not do math. Yeah. Do you want another drink?
Let's go do a shot.
Yeah. I find, though, I'm getting at that age bracket now where it's like, do I lie about my age? Like, I'm a little bit younger, or maybe I say I'm a little bit older. You know, how am I going to play this? Like, hey, you're cute, or do you have a dad?
Yeah. How's your dad? I always play it off of 2 years below or over what they think. If it's like an older gentleman and he's like, oh, you're 26, I'll be like, oh, I'm 28. And if it's a young guy and he's like, you're 33, I'll be like, oh, I'm 30, right? You know, because it's always the young ones that are like, you're old.
I love when they like say younger, right? And you're like, nailed it. Wow, you are good at this.
Yeah.
You know, and then they're always like, how old do I look? And you're just like trying to like look over all their lines on their face. And you obviously always say younger. And, you know, like if they look like they're 30, you're like, oh my God, like 23, 24. But I hate when you say like 23, they're like, I'm 18. You're like,
that was my buyout last night.
Oh, man.
He was like a German guy, which I just, that accent came across so wise and so like sophisticated. And he was also very tall and fitting at the top. So I thought 35.
Oh, wow.
I thought like,
that was way off.
Yeah, way off. And he was like, oh yeah, I'm 18. And like, I'm like, what? Because he's like, oh yeah, I've never been to strip clubs in Germany and this and that. Obviously not talking like how I'm talking.
But age limit probably is a little older there too.
Yeah, he said it's 18 or 19, but beer and wine is 16.
What?
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm like, you get way more fucked up on wine.
Yeah. Maybe because it's more like controlled. You know, like a 16-year-old is maybe drinking wine with their parents at the dinner table.
Yeah, maybe.
I
don't know. But
man, that sounds like trouble. Like, I can't drink wine.
No, me either. I started just for OnlyFans stuff. On Sundays, I'll have 2 glasses of wine because it makes me like far more flirtatious.
Yeah.
Especially when you're talking to
I definitely can't work ever on wine.
God, no, not doing Are you joking? Like, working in Cologne is dangerous because the girls will be like, wine tour. And you're like, before work.
Sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, on the spinning pole. Super fun. Yeah. But yeah, when he had said 18, me and Persephone were like, what? Yeah. Totally thought he was like 35. I'm glad I didn't say 35.
Sorry, and he is 18 and he went with a 2-girl dance.
He did a duo. His friend.
Oh, there's 4 of you in there.
Yeah, there was 4, and they both work on a farm. They have very broken English. Work on a farm, and that the farm is owned by a German man, and he helps people get their visas.
Oh, that's
and,
awesome.
Supplies them with work and whatnot. So, yeah, it was really cool to dance for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love, like, hearing everyone's story. Mm-hmm. One time I was in Edson, actually, and this guy bought about, 20 minutes. Probably about 20 minutes. And I literally am talking to him, getting to know who he is, and he just stops, and he looks at me and goes, I paid you to dance, not to talk. And I just like... What? Wild to me. I've never had someone just like cut me off like that. And I'm like, okay, fair enough. You're right. And I just kind of like turned my back to him and rolled my eyes, like, wow.
Usually men love talking about themselves. Love it. It's the best way.
I just love hearing everyone's life story. Like, how did you get here?
You can always learn something off of everyone.
Yeah. A lot of my like best knowledge ever learned was in the lap dance room. Mm-hmm. Lots about finance and real estate. A lot about real estate was all learned in that lap dance room.
That's cool as hell.
Yeah.
It's cool when you find someone with similar interests or like what you have a thirst for and they know stuff about it. Oh, I love that.
And I'm always like, wow, I can't believe he paid to teach me about real estate or finance.
One of my favorite customers, he's both of our customers, but he's more of a friend, starts with a J. I'm not going to say his name to protect his identity.
Okay.
We texted him last week.
Yes.
Best
stories ever.
Best stories ever. And like the fact that his job is exactly what I love and everything, like, not only is he attractive and he loves buying us out and treating us, he knows so much cool stuff about dead bodies and diseases and like everything.
All of it.
So interesting.
And like he hangs out with some pretty top-notch people, you would think, in the day-to-day.
Mm-hmm.
But what I love about him though is he doesn't come back and like make you feel bad about any, spent money. Like, it's wild to me. People literally like they work hard. I get it. Like, we all work hard and we all make our incomes, but like when we come into the club, we're walking into another business, like you're walking in to support that business. It's not a library. Mm-hmm. You don't just pay your library pass and sit there for free all night. So when people come in and they do take care of us and don't come back and complain about it, love.
He couldn't get better. I love that he looks like G-Eazy and he does stuff that I wish I could do.
And he can like join a party, you know what I mean? Like he wants the party atmosphere. Like there's other people in the club. He's like, hey man, you want a drink? Come on over, have some.
And does not fight anyone on like buying you out or whatnot. You sit with him. He's like, oh, who's this? Cool. Let's take her upstairs. Let's get her for the hour. Let's try her out. If we don't get along, if we do,
I think we've had like a 10-girl party with him before.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
God, I miss him. I want to manifest him coming in tonight. That's what I'm doing. God, I miss him. Okay, that's a very positive note to end on. I like that.
Yeah.
So I hope everyone got the full scoop. I hope everyone enjoyed the story. I know it's not nearly as dramatic as everyone wanted it to be. She fell and she got taken care of, and that's the important part.
Yes.
Yeah, and we're glad that
still
you're back.
at it. And you will catch me again at this year's Stripper Olympics because I'll be opening.
Yes,
yep.
She'll be opening. I will also be there, not even participating. I will be cleaning the pole for the girls. I think I'm actually going to be before you.
Nice.
So that'll be fun. And
that will be.
Yeah, actually going to sell dances this time.
Oh my God. These girls are going to be under pressure. It's going to be Corella and then me. And then come on, ladies, bring it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm excited. Yeah. I'm excited. Okay. So tip your dancers, tip your bar staff, tip your DJ, wear a condom, wear a helmet, and have a good night. Bye.
Bye, guys.